ready. This is going to be exciting.
And the ARCA restarts up we go. Green flag is out and we're underway.
Just a few laps into this. Oh, the 37's getting loose. Oh, and he saves it. Oh, they're going 3 wide.
We've got a 5-way fight for the win of this race coming to 4 laps to go. He's gonna win it here in spectacular fashion.
Tonight, in the Glove Station ARCA Summer Series, we are hitting a bit of a classic track here, one that you can't race anymore in real life, for our series finale. Tonight, we are at the old layout of Atlanta, and it's going to be a great one. We've got 100 laps here to decide a champion in the Glove Station ARCA Series, and we'll have the whole race live on V-Speed. I'm Sky Shrek. I'm joined by Dave Regal up here in the booth, and Michael McCarthy, as always, is our producer tonight. Dave, Atlanta is such a classic track. This track has a history of hosting excellent NASCAR finales. Tell us a little about it.
Yeah, of course, once again, we're here in the breadbasket of all that is NASCAR and stock car racing here in the Southeast. Atlanta, now, as you mentioned, this is the old layout of Atlanta. It's not the new mini super speedway version. This is 1.54 miles around. And the change that they made when they upgraded this racetrack, right now in real life, the turns are 28 degrees banking, right? But before it was just 24 degrees. So there's a lot more room to slip and slide. When you go into turn 1, there's a little bit of a dip between 1 and 2. I mean, this thing will be a kidney buster if you're not careful getting out of the throttle early.
This track can be difficult here, 1.5 miles. A lot of banking on this racetrack. Think of it as more similar to a track like a Charlotte here or a Kansas in comparison to anything else on the schedule. Taking a look at our points going into the final race of the season, I think it's pretty obvious who our champion is going to be when this is all said and done, but it is not completely sealed yet. Joseph McWhorter is out to a pretty big lead in the Summer Series here, with Barrett Morton currently sitting in second. It is a 30, I'm doing the math here, 39-point lead for Joseph McWhorter over Barrett Morton, which I think all but seals it here, seeing as we only have 30 cars in the field. Sean Kaiser sits third, Mark Whitley fourth, Alan Smith fifth, Brandon Wallace sixth, Andy Kurtz 7th, Jamie Libke 8th, David Calvert 9th, Kevin Price 10th, Brock Price 11th, Daniel Parks 12th, Levi McCarty 13th, Brett Bieber 14th, and then rounding out our top 15 in the points will be Chuck Phelps. We've got a nice 30-car field today. These drivers are getting through qualifying, and we will have the race for you here in just a second after the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back here to Atlanta, and as the cars grid up for tonight's race, we are going to show you the starting lineup for your finale here at Atlanta. Starting on the pole, winning the Jam Printing and Promotions Pole Award tonight, for I believe the first time this season, will be the 79 car of Christian Angel. On his outside will be your points leader, your driver who has all but clinched the championship here coming down into this final race. It's the 72 of Joseph McWhorter. The 1 of Eldon Stewart is going to roll from third tonight, with the 35 of David Calvert going P4. Sean Kaiser in the 88. So close to getting the win last week. He will start in 5th. Logan Threlkeld in the 69 goes from 6th. Barrett Morton, second in points in the 9, goes from 7th position tonight. Casey Jones in the 34 goes from 8th. And rounding out your top 10, we've got Jamie Libke in the 16, Jacob Ellingson in the 27.
Starting in 11th position on the inside of row number 6 is North Mississippi's very own Alan Smith alongside of Muscatine, Iowa's Corin Smith. 13th is going to be Tyler Justice with Brandon Wallace out of Odessa starting in 14th. Brock Price starts in 15th with Benjamin Richards to his outside in row number 8. Dave Calvert going to be starting in 17th position in the 027 with James Goshen from Cambridge, Ohio starting in 18th. Zachary Minnis starting in 19th, and rounding out your starting top 20 is Muncie, Indiana's Josh Unger in the 51 machine.
Back from there, rolling off 21st to be Jacob Lanke, 22nd, the 96 of Colton Sisk. From 23rd and 24th, this is one of the best rows in the field back here in row 12. It's Mark Whitley in the 74, Levi McCarty in the 21. Back from there, it's Craig Bontrager in the 49, Kyle Deering in the 50, Daniel Cunningham from 27th, Chuck Phelps from 28th, Kevin Price 29th, Doug Ellingson 30th, and last car on the field is Ricky Sisk in the 12. Who's your pick to win tonight, Dave?
I'll tell you what, the smart money is going to take Joseph McWhorter. I'm not counting out the 69 of Logan Threlkeld.
Logan Threlkeld, always good. We're more used to seeing him up in the booth here in the Goat Locker Racing Series. If you watch the Premier Series on Fridays this last season, me and Logan were the voices of that. So we're used to seeing him up here more than we are on the track, but he is going to roll off from that 6th position tonight. Has had a couple decent runs here running part-time in the ARCA series. He'll look to have another one here tonight. Get himself a little extra points, maybe a little better finish here as we head down to the end of the season. He's not really running for points, though, so I would expect him to be a driver that is going to go all out for this win tonight, as with basically everybody but Joseph McWhorter, who's got that points lead all but secured. Pace car is going to pull in at a turn 4. Angel and McWhorter were green at Atlanta.
pedal. Here we go down into turn one. Side by side goes McWhorter and Angel, and St. Robert's very own Joseph McWhorter holds the high side as now Angel takes the inside. Got a little tight there. Everybody's scrambling for position. It looks like rush hour on the Schuylkill Express.
Going to be a lot of traffic jam here early. You've got Christian Angel working to the middle there as McWhorter gets that lead on the bottom. He will take the lead of lap one in that 72 car. The 79 is going to need to catch up, but he's under threat from Eldon Stewart in the one, who's closing in from back there in third.
Right now, Jamie Arizona probably in the best position right now on the racetrack. All by her lonesome is now just ahead of David Calvert in the 35. Nobody behind pushing, nobody side to side. It's just, let's go out there and log some laps. The track temperature right now, 133 degrees as we watch the 88 now of Sean Kaiser just behind the 9 of Barrett Morton. That 133 degrees is going to cause everybody to be slip sliding around this racetrack.
We're going to see a lot of loose race cars tonight, but right now it seems to be working pretty good for the top two. Angel got a run on the inside there to send it side by side with your leader McWhorter, but it didn't work, and now he's vulnerable to Eldon Stewart in the one car behind him. He's got that run on the inside. Little bit of an advantage, but the 79 has the run on the top out of the corner. Who's going to be better at the start-finish line? It's Christian Angel.
For the time being, it's Angel as they haul it down into turn one. Now looking from behind is Angel in the 79. McWhorter has a rear view mirror full of Angel, but looks like about that top five has all gone single file back to Sean Kaiser. That's where the smart money's going to be. Be patient. You've got 100 laps to this thing tonight, only 4 of them in the books. You don't want to get too aggressive too early. That's going to be bad news bears for Justin. A lot of battles going on the racetrack. Side by side goes the 99 and the 43 as Brandon Wallace and Brock Bryce exchange blows here on lap number 5.
You mentioned it a little earlier, but with that high track temp here, that's going to make it even easier for drivers to have issues here tonight. Just makes it that much easier for you to get loose, spin the car out if you're not careful, or go free-falling through the field if you lose too much time too early. Eldon Stewart is trying to get through the field here early, and he's got Barrett Morton back there behind him trying to join this battle. Eldon Stewart's clear to P2. He'll look for the lead. Barrett Morton is on the inside. He'll look for third. Oh, Sean Kaiser's coming through for fifth as well. I'm losing my words. We got great racing for the top 5.
All of a sudden, Sean Kaiser gives a bump draft to the 9. That's not something recommended on old Atlanta. The new configuration, absolutely, but right here on lap number 6, not exactly for the faint of heart, if you will. Joseph McWhorter retains his lead now, just a little more than a tenth of a second over Eldon Stewart, who qualified P3 and now runs here in second. Barrett Morton up 3 positions, running in 4th right now. Looks to the inside of the 79, can't get around, can't clear it. And now the 88 of Sean Kaiser, once again, he starts to lurk around here, running in 5th as he anchors the top 5.
Great battle for the lead early, like you said, but so far McWhorter continues to hold it over Eldon Stewart and Christian Angel. Battle's going all back through the field. Jamie Libke's got that car up to 6. Tyler Justice up from 13 to 7 in the early going of this race. And a couple cars who are moving pretty well. We're side by side for third now. Christian Angel under fire from Barrett Morton, who comes into this race second in points, but almost out of it for the title. We're now door to door for the lead. Can Eldon Stewart make the bottom work? Doesn't look like it. So far, the outside seems to be the preferred line when it comes to trying to pass cars here at Atlanta. McWhorter has done a great job defending in that middle.
Yeah, you know, the high side on this racetrack has a lot of speed locked up in it, especially in this field in the old configuration. There's a lot of speed up there. The track is a little bit more stable for you to roll in and out of turn exit. And, you know, as we go deeper into this race, especially the way that these tires are, that thing is going to smooth those tires to darn near useless as they nearly go wheel to wheel. Watch the 79 almost use a little bit of aero push to get off of the fender of the 1 and secure away P2.
Angel trying to recover, started on pole, but started to slide back. Here's Sean Kaiser with a big dig up the inside for P4. Eldon Stewart's tight off the corner. He might be able to get P3 here too down the back straightaway. He'll fall back with that run on the high side from the 1. However, looks like he should keep 4th locked up. Barrett Morton back to P5. Sean Kaiser trying to drive through the field, and as the 1 hits the wall, looks like he'll get that 3rd spot after all. Eldon Stewart already starting to struggle 11 laps in.
He's got the reflexes of a cat and the speed of a mongoose to get out of that one. As you know, we look here at the 88, I mean, he really kept his cool, was able to react fast when the ace of Eldon Stewart got kind of hung up there. Right now, the best driver on the racetrack, at least for rhythm, is Jamie Libke. I've been watching the last couple of laps as now we're going to work around the 74 of Mark Whitley as he's going to be down a lap. Jamie Libke using all of the available asphalt down there on the racetrack, hitting those marks and getting it done right. We're going to see a lot of consistency out of her tonight, and as we get deeper into the race, that's going to pay dividends for track position at the end.
If you're wondering why Mark Whitley, typically a front runner, has been lapped on lap 12, he got in a pretty bad accident on about lap 4, lost a lot of positions, took a lot of damage, and has slid back through the field since. Eldon Stewart is back on it, trying to get around Sean Kaiser in the 88. One has that speed, running that higher line. Not quite there yet. He'll try it here. There's some smoke down there in turns 1 and 2. Not sure if we have any problems. Doug Ellingson is totaled on pit road. That would be what the smoke is from. He flipped. He
tagged the outside wall, and he ricocheted to the inside and all but hit the virtual iRacing.com pace car and had the crowd walk away from the end of pit road.
Yeah, that is, we might get a replay here. That is one of the worst accidents I've ever seen on iRacing, especially single car for Doug Ellingson. That was rough. Chuck Hill, Zachary Minnis also with early issues. Drivers here for multiple laps to start this race. Back up front, Eldon Stewart has gotten around the 88 car of Sean Kaiser, who's now under fire from Jamie Libke. She's working that top line to good effect, trying to move herself up into the top 4.
Joseph McWhorter retains his race lead right now with just about a 1/10 of a second over Christian Angel. I'm looking further back in the field, and Brock Price and Jake Ellingson now starting to exchange blows. They've got the hammer and tongs out. Here's the 43 of Brock Price climb his way past Jake Ellingson, and he's going to get around the 69 of Threlkel. As we work here on lap number 15 of 100, we want to thank everybody for tuning in on YouTube.com here on V-Speed. As you know, we are here in the finale of the ARCA Series Summer Series. And I'll tell you what, man, this season has flown by rocket fast.
It's been a quick one here, only 8 weeks in the Summer Series, but these drivers have really made the most of it with the racing that we have on display. Door to door for P2. Eldon Stewart has the run on the 79 car at Christian Angel, and he's digging to the inside. Had the chance through 1 and 2. Couldn't get clear. He'll have to try again down here in 3 and 4 to try to get something going and get himself back up to P2. It's been up and down and all over the top 5 here for Eldon Stewart, but he keeps after it, looking for second.
Working here on lap...
Ooh, that was close.
Talk about heart-stopping. Watching Sean Kaiser now work alongside the 1. He's going to be to the inside. Jamie Libke worked up into 3rd position. Now, the kicker to this is Jamie Libke nearly won the championship in the spring series. And, it was another end of the season, during that championship 4 period where she was able to get into that championship 4 with a win. And then, of course, was racing for the championship in the final race of the season. We don't have that format here in the summer, but she's definitely shown that she'll wait all season long before pulling the trigger.
3rd place here is definitely her best result of the season. She came into this race sitting in 8th in points. Great chance to jump Kurtz and Wallace and maybe Alan Smith here and get herself up to 5th or 6th in the overall standings by the end of this series. Barrett Morton is going to be regretting it a little, man. He did not do more. He's currently sitting back in P6 at the moment. We know that car's had a lot of speed, but he's just been kind of thwarted by Joseph McWhorter going out and winning about 4 races.
I don't mean to cut you off, but we may have trouble soon as we are double file back at the 27 of Jake Ellingson. They're double file for 3 rows from 11th through 17th position. 16th position, and they are beating and banging off of one another. They were just 3 wide a moment ago. This is a battle for essentially 11th, 12th, and 13th, and they've made it a 6-car battle for it. And right now, ahead of the pack here is Jake Ellingson, nearly taking a hit now from Logan Threlkeld. Threlkeld has decided that he wants to get the torch and pitchfork out early and go after him. Now he's going to kind of lose some of his momentum. The 34 splits the difference and now slides in front of Threlkeld over top of the 99, setting sail for the 27 of Jake Ellingson.
69 car losing a lot of spots in the early stages of this race. Started up in 6th, has slid back to that P14 position pretty rapidly, and he's going to keep losing time up there on the top. Just not working well for Logan Threlkeld right now. He is continuing to slide. Battle for 3rd is ongoing. Stewart and Jamie Lipke are going at it, 3rd and 4th respectively, and then you've got Sean Kaiser trying to find his way in this battle as well. Lipke's down on the bottom, but we've seen the top work well for passing. Stewart gets around, Kaiser gets around, maybe Barrett Morton will get around as well here in the 9. We're side by side for P5, and it looks like Morton has the spot.
Morton's going to retain it for the time being, and this battle is still not ready to cool itself down, as it looks like Eldon Stewart here in the 1 now cuts to the inside of the 79. That's for P2, gets a run and gets right underneath the 79. Now the question is, can he slide up in front and secure it, or does he need to? Because now the 88 is door handle to door handle with the 79 of Christian Angel.
Man, there's been so much passing here from about 2nd through 5th. You've seen it a lot in the early stages of this race. Barrett Morton is now trying to get another one done. And hey, we might go 3 wide here for good measure. Sean Kaiser tries to take a look to the inside. He has to peel out, and it'll just be Morton and Angel side by side for P3. Morton with the advantage down there on the bottom, and he'll get clear. Can Kaiser do the same? Doesn't look like it, as Angel is going to have the momentum from exiting that corner on the top. While this has been going on, Joseph McWhorter is gone. 1 second lead for the 72.
Yeah, this is the kind of racetrack at that 1.5 miles where, you know, one driver can really become dominant. And McWhorter is proving why he has been this way all season long with the dominance that he's served with. I mean, right now, 1.04 over Eldon Stewart, and that's only going to grow. Watch Tyler Justice, though, here in this battle for 7th position. He's trying to hold off David Calvert in the Bojangles number 35. As now it looks like Justice gets to slide just ahead of the 35. He's got a little bit of a run now. And now Calvert looks like he's going to fall into the clutches of Levi McCarthy if he can't pedal this thing a little bit harder as they roll out of 2 and down the back straight.
Battles all over the field. Libke now back to the inside of Christian Angel for that 5th position. Top 5 continues to change hands. Libke was as high as 3rd about 10 laps ago. Can she find her way back up into the top 5? Angel seems like he's getting a little tight there on exit. He's not getting as much run off the corner as you might expect someone to get. Struggling on these worn tires, and that is continuing to open the door for Jamie Libke down here at the bottom to try to make the move. They're both pretty far up the track there on exit.
Tyler Justice, the first driver to
Oh, car around, 35, David Calvert.
Oh my, and Tyler
Caution.
Justice sits. Oh, Tyler Justice sitting on pit road. Oh, they're not done wrecking.
That's Threlkeld.
I don't get it. Does anybody know what that middle pedal is for there? Or are we just driving through cars? That was vicious at the very end. Thank goodness it's a simulation.
What? I don't think it helped that Threlkeld got a little bit of help there from Benjamin Richards. Both cars going kind of straight on into that one. Ooh.
Here comes the
replay
production truck with the replay.
Yeah, this starts with David Calvert on the back straightaway. It was contact with him and the 21 of Levi McCarty off the corner. McCarty kind of got to his outside here, and I think Calvert just thought he was clear high. Didn't know that the 21 got as much of a run as he did, because they're on the back straightaway. Calvert just kind of comes up on him there, turns himself around. That's the trigger of the caution. And then this is some extracurricular down here.
Yeah, you see, and I'm not trying to sit here on Monday morning quarterback it, but here I am getting ready to kill it. I mean, once you see that caution flag fly, you got to be off the throttle and just listening for whoever's calling it out on race radio. Stay out of the way, and instead you wind up really gunning yourself early in this thing. Thank goodness for a faster car.
Yeah, Logan Throkill, that is a huge hit for that 69 car, and he will be very thankful to have that faster pair.
If you look at him live right now coming down pit road, he has an air-cooled engine, and that left front wheel is just cocked all the way in.
Yeah, I was about to say, he doesn't really have any tires on the car that are functioning, at least on the front end. Not what you want at all. I don't think he was helped by, he was just kind of following some cars in, and they slid down the racetrack, and Logan Throkill has opted to just disconnect from the race, so he will be done tonight after that impact. And that'll be a very early end. I think he will be first car fully retired from the race tonight.
Well, that triggers wholesale pit stops here on lap number 27. As we work on 28, let's look at our restarting lineup, if you will. Eldon Stewart going to take over the race lead with Barrett Morton in P2. Joseph McWhorter going to restart in third, with Sean Kaiser and Christian Angel going to be rounding out the top 5. Jake Ellingson, Jamie Libke, Dan Cunningham, Casey Jones, and Brock Price. That's your restarting top 10. So Eldon Stewart having a good pit stop. Looks like he got in and out in 14.68 seconds. Beats everybody off of pit road.
We're going to go double file here. We'll go back green this time. A couple of cars still catching up to the back of the field here. And then one car getting a wave around, or a lucky dog there. Get back on the lead lap. I believe that is the 80 of Kevin Price, who's going to get that lap back. So it'll be Stewart and Morton, two different cars up here on the front row from what we saw before in this battle. It was a 4-tire stop for everybody, but it just was a bit of a slower stop for McWhorter. That put him back behind these cars. We are going to go green this time on a turn 4. Eldon Stewart, he's ran in basically every position under green except for first. He'll get a chance to try that now, and we'll see if he can check out in the same way the 72 did. Or will the 72 of McWhorter get the move back around him? Pace car will pull in at a 4. Let's see what happens as we head into the Geico restart zone. Eldon Stewart jumps, green flag flies.
And as he rolls off here and all those V8s come roaring back to life, Barrett Morton's going to go single file right behind him. The biggest loser after that cycle of pit stops happens to be Tyler Justice. He lost 12 spots when he started in 25th because he was on pit road when the caution flew. So as we get restarted here, he's going to have a lot of ground to make up. Now suddenly all but 3 wide. There's Jamie Libke kind of in the middle of one of those 5-car diamond formations. Now goes nearly 3 wide between the 43 and the 34. They keep it together, while the 91 of Daniel Cunningham falls in behind the 49 of Craig Bontrager. And we've got a 3-way battle for the lead now, with McWhorter putting Eldon Stewart in the crosshairs.
McWhorter in the wall up there will slow him down and maybe give a little bit of time here to Barrett Morton in his pursuit of that 72 car. Morton can't really catch him for the championship lead, but he can catch him for the race win, and maybe just for some pride here down towards the end of the season. McWhorter in the fence there again. He's hitting that wall pretty good, using every inch of this racetrack and then some, as Jake Ellingson sends it back down to the inside of that 72 car. He doesn't have enough. The outside continues to prevail on these green flag runs.
Eldon Stewart now with just over a 1/10 of a second lead. I'm looking further back here, and it looks like Price and Jones are going at it in a battle for 10th position. To the inside now is Brock Price in his 43, nearly going fender to fender with the 34 of Casey Jones. And now entering the dance again is the 21 Motorcraft machine. That's Levi McCarty. He's now all but hitched his wagon to the 34 as we work on lap number 33, about a third of the way through this race.
Stewart almost in the wall there as well. These drivers are right up on the fence, exiting these corners to get as much speed as they can. You saw it right there. McWhorter continues to run right on the bumper of Eldon Stewart. He's not let that one car get away. Even though Stewart is leading laps, it's not by much, and it always feels at risk of the 72. doesn't pull out there to the inside there, but he might have had the run to do it. He's just going to wait until he can find a way around on the top.
Side by side with the 21 and the 16. The 21 loses all of his momentum again as Eldon Stewart now has a rear view full of Joseph McWhorter. McWhorter dives to the inside. He's got a run on the one. This is a change of Joseph McWhorter as they roll out, wow, of turn 2 and down the back chute, loses all of his steam, has to fall in behind Eldon Stewart in line once again. Joseph McWhorter trying to assault him for the lead and can't get it done. Meanwhile, get ready, Christian Angel on the recovery drive, drafted right up just behind Jake Ellingson here in this battle for third position.
Ellingson continues to take peeks down to that inside, but it seems like if you are defending a position, it's not where you want to be, because that run down the back straightaway, or the front straightaway even, is just undefeatable at this point in the race. McWhorter, if he's going to make the pass, I think he needs to find a way to get it high. The issue is Eldon Stewart is not going to give him that high line at all, so we might have to get a little creative here to end up making that work. That or a slide job are the only two ways I can think for McWhorter to get this move done.
McWhorter's going to be working his tail off, trying to get that lead back, nearly making contact with the left rear fender. The one is McWhorter. And now looks to the inside again. He drops down early to see if he can get a run on turn entry. What that's going to do, though, is burn the crap out of that right side tire. Oh, my. And it's basically going to tighten his car up. Leader in this run is now he opens the door for the 27 of Jake Ellingson to secure away P2 for the time being. That shuffles McWhorter to the high side of the racetrack. And we've got a battle for second. It's Jake Ellingson trying to fight his way up into P2.
Ellingson thought he had something on the crossover for him there, but it ultimately ended up not being enough, and now he's stuck on that inside. McWhorter is well clear. Christian Angel might be clear here in just a second if that 27 car can't find his way in the line. Looks like he will, and will only slide back to fourth for now.
Now that front four almost going single file, and of course it's almost got all your ducks in a row. That's the 27 trying to get himself up here again in the Lincoln Tech number 27 of Jake Ellingson. Now side by side behind him are Bontrager and Kaiser. Bontrager with a run on the high side has the 88 of Kaiser pinned down to the bottom. That's not going to be good for his momentum as Bellingham, Massachusetts, Sean Kaiser holds on for dear life to P6. They're still battling it out. This front four is going to be doing it all night long. Stewart, McWhorter, Angel, and Ellings.
Ooh, problems here for Ellingson off the corner. Did he just get loose? Looks like it. It was very nearly contact with a 49 of Craig Bontrager. I think he got lucky that there wasn't net code there to avoid a big accident. Ellingson will drop far back through the field, back to 7th. Cars are really lucky they didn't get wrecked right there.
If you run that back just a hair, he actually did make contact with the 49, and for whatever reason, iRacing decided that they didn't make contact, so he should probably be playing his local Powerball tonight.
He got lucky there, to say the least. That could have gone so much worse for the driver of that car. But ultimately, Ellingson and Bontrager are both able to make it out okay, as we're battling for fourth now. Bontrager still on it, despite what could have been a race, well, not a race ending, we got the faster here, but a near race-ending incident in that car. He'll hold on to fourth as Barrett Morton continues to work on the top. Catching up to that are once again Jake Ellingson and Sean Kaiser.
Jamie Libke has fallen all the way back to 10th and now 11th and probably 12th in just a moment. Libke may have already ripped off those tires just under 20 laps into this run. So obviously the track condition right now is not favorable. 137 degrees on the asphalt. It makes for a really loose race car and also makes for darn near melted tires by the end of these runs.
You've got to be very careful. You don't blow your tires up with this super high track temp that we have tonight. Your top three have pulled out about a second from the cars behind. No small part thanks to Jake Ellingson in his near miss a couple laps ago. Angel back down to the inside here as he tries to get around Eldon Stewart. Does he have the run? Not really, but it's better than we've seen out of a lot of cars on the bottom. Angel might be onto something.
Well, and all it takes is for one person to try to crack the code, and for the time being, wow, the 79 of Christian Angel getting around. Whoa, the 72 is loose as a goose behind the 1 and the 79, as the 79 can waggle his fingers inside the window net of the 1 for the time being. I don't think you can get much closer, as they do make contact coming out of 4 and back into the quad oval. And now the 79 has the 72 of McWhorter all over his bumper, as he's nearly got the splitter under the rear bumper of the 79.
Can Christian Angel complete the move here? Let's see. He's got that high side off the corner. Yes, he does. He's well clear. And not only is he clear, so is Joseph McWhorter. They're both off into the sunset, and Eldon Stewart will have to re-rack back here in third to try to get the move done once again. Single file up here to the top 3, and that is going to close in Craig Bontrager. He's gained about a second, or half a second, excuse me, while these guys were battling. Further back in the field, we're going at it around that Jamie Libke spot there. That's David Calvert in 10th, Libke 12th, Brandon Wallace.
Christian Angel now our race leader, as you've mentioned, and we look further back, and, you know, I start to see some of these drivers. Look at Casey Jones here in the 34, just behind Brandon Wallace in the 99. These 3 drivers here with the 00 finger-licking good machine of Alan Smith, trying to hold on for dear life to that P11 battle that's going on, but now 12. I mean, for some of these guys, I think that they're running out of the ability. I don't like the term running out of talent. I just think it's running out of the ability to keep the car up on the racing circuits.
Yeah, with this tire wear, it's become really difficult for a lot of these cars over the course of tonight. That track temperature is only going to stay hot. It's at 137 right now. I think it's gone up a little since we started this race, so that is something that is just going to play a factor all night. These drivers are just having to get used to it out here. Laps are really slowed because of it. We were about a second off, maybe second and a half off on certain cars from the last pit stop, so just something to be aware of for these drivers right now is that they are really battling these tires and this track.
Yeah, to your point, I mean, Joseph McWhorter, his best time was a 30.78. His last lap was a 31.98. I mean, we're watching some of these times really tank just because it's so hard. Where even the best drivers on the racetrack watching Sean Kaiser underneath the 27 of Jake Ellingson now slides in front of Jake Ellingson, and Ellingson, with a little bit of a do-si-do action, goes back to the inside of Kaiser, and Kaiser and Ellingson duking it out now in a battle for 5th position.
So he gets the spot here. The 88 is going to have that run on the high side over the 27, but the inside starts to come on a little bit more as we head deeper into these runs. And you're seeing Ellingson be able to keep it down there and fight back and try to get the spot. Kaiser ultimately is going to get it out of 2. Battle tries to go for P3 there. Bontrager had a look to the inside of Eldon Stewart, but it wasn't enough. The 49 starting to come alive here late in this run as we hit halfway.
And as we hit that half-century mark, the 9 of Barrett Morton getting ready to try to take over 6th position from Jake Ellingson, as now Barrett Morton decided he wants to try to get that 9 car a little deeper off pace down on the apron. As this battle for what is 6th position is heating up, the Louisville, Kentucky native Barrett Morton now putting wheel to wheel with the 27.
And battles all over the field right now. Great racing going on a little further back as well. That is the 34 car getting past. Alan Smith in the 00 trying to work his way up into the top 10 right now. Currently sitting 13th in that KFC car. Jamie Libke starts trying to drive back through the field, doing the opposite of what she did on that first run. It looked like she pushed really hard, started to burn up her tires. Now she's being a little bit more careful, and that car is coming to life in the second part of the run as she tries to work around David Calvert.
Working here on lap number 52, the first thing that I'm starting to wonder is who's going to be the first to blink and come down pit road for their second pit stop. I mean, you know, last time, of course, as I mentioned, it was Tyler Justice, and Justice really got the short end of the stick, when it comes to pit strategy. I mean, it's going to be the first one and wind up getting trapped a lap down or nearly a lap down. But Joseph McWhorter takes over the race lead. Eldon Stewart and Christian Rangel are now beating each other's doors in. The Easley, South Carolina native Christian Angel trying to keep that P2 position away from Eldon Stewart.
Let's see if he can do that right now as these cars continue to battle. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. We suddenly have a battle for the lead. The 79 challenging Joseph McWhorter, while Craig Bontrager takes over P3 from Eldon Stewart. So obviously Stewart's tires on this run are done. He's going to be looking for anybody to come down pit road with. As the 79 now gets ready to challenge Joseph McWhorter for the lead. He might be out of tire, and with no grip there, it's going to be rough. David Calvert and Levi McCarty going to be the first two down pit road in this green flag pit cycle. As Calvert, I see David Calvert and Dave Calvert. This cannot be any more confusing.
Yeah, we've got, I mean, how would you even show that on a NASCAR ticker? You've got D.A.V. Calvert and D.A.V. Calvert. Bit of a problem there for those two cars as they're running neck and neck right now. Dave Calvert, as he said, decided to pull down pit road. See if these leaders try to fight for that pit stop anytime soon. I think they'll likely go quite a bit longer here. You have the ability to go a little longer on fuel. I think the plan for this race will likely be to split the rest of it in half, make it a one-stopper. Probably pit, I would say 5 or 10 laps or so. This much of an undercut can be dangerous when the tires are this hot.
Yeah, right now they have just under 30 laps on this set of tires, which is just about where they were last pit cycle. So there's going to be a lot of drivers that are losing their ability to hold their grip, which is exactly what happened that caused that first caution. So, you know, at this point, it's going to be one of those who's going to blink and when.
Yeah, I think once we see one car come down, we'll see a lot of cars come down not too far behind. There is the 43 car coming in. That's Brock Price in that machine. A lot of cars making that turn down pit road right now. We'll see how long it takes for one of the leaders to come down, and will anyone up here towards the front of the field try a crazy undercut. Jacob Blanke will be the next car in the 37, but once again, so far, all of these drivers up front have kept it out front.
Barrett Morton starting to get into positions as he's going to have to allow Jake Ellingson to get on by. And of course, just as I say that, he wants to put a fight up, but now the 364 getting on past. I mean, that's Zachary Minister's down laps, obviously on fresh tires, making a run here on lap 58. At this point, they've got to come down. Somebody's got to blink. Somebody's got to be the leader and make the call.
Well, I think these drivers are going to run it a little bit longer here because of how quickly these tires can get over here. You really don't have that much of an advantage in the course of the kind of cycle if you pit super early. While you'll get a few laps here of great running, it'll really come back to the car who runs longer at the end. So I think a lot of these guys want to run a little bit longer. Some of these drivers at the back trying an undercut, maybe a Hail Mary here, hoping for a well-timed yellow.
Joseph McWhorter still playing the position of Pied Piper of Hot Atlanta. Craig Bontrager on a crazy run here, 23 positions since starting the race in 25th, and now is getting ready to challenge the great one, Joseph McWhorter, here on lap number 60.
Side by side for 2 positions back here. 3rd and 5th are going at it, although I actually believe that is one lap car, and they're trying to get his lap back. A little further back through the field right now. Behind McWhorter, behind Christian Angel in the 79, that is the 364 of Zachary Minnis, working a couple laps down at the moment. 4 to be exact, trying to get that spot back. And Christian Angel has dipped it down pit road in the 79. He's joined by Joshua Unger. And looks like a few other cars here as well. James Goshen also in. Let's see who else. Kevin Price is down.
You know, overall, you know, considering the track temperature and the conditions down there on the asphalt tonight, to just have one caution at this stage in this race is really impressive overall, especially dealing with what these drivers have. I mean, Joseph McWhorter leading the way that he is, everybody had that on their bingo card. That's almost a free space that says Joseph McWhorter is going to lead a good chunk of this race. But I think to see the way that these drivers have made the smart decisions out there, as now the one of Eldon Stewart going to peel off and come down pit road, you know, to see the good decisions being made out there tonight is really impressive.
We've seen a lot of pretty good, pretty clean green flag racing here for a lot of these drivers, as it is quite often here in this ARCA racing as a whole. You have Zachary Minnis diving up the inside of Craig Bontrager on those fresher tires in that car. Get that spot pretty easily there. Well, actually, maybe not. Bontrager's fighting back against those fresher tires, and McWhorter is going to come into the pits. Your leader is down.
McWhorter dives off, and he's going to go down for 4 tires in the tank of Go Fast as Craig Bontrager takes over the race lead, holding off Sean Kaiser. Now, Bontrager came down the same lap, so we know he's just got about the same fuel load and maybe similar tire wear, depending on his driving style, as now he slides in front of the 88, bringing along the 21 of Levi McCarty, and it looks like McCarty going to blow his doors off as he's got the fresh rubber, and now Bontrager comes down pit.
And here comes Bontrager, like you said. Baron Morton will join him as well, so a lot of the leaders are finally starting to make that left turn into the pits. Who's going to join him? Let's see who's going to join him in here. Looks like a lot of cars up front. Brandon Wallace coming in, Alan Smith, Jamie Libke. A lot of the cars who did not come down over the last few laps are doing it now, and I believe that only leaves 3 cars, excuse me, left out on the racetrack. Sean Kaiser, Daniel Cunningham, Brandon Wallace, and actually looks like Corinne Smith as well. So 4 in total. Kaiser will make the move down now, but Daniel Cunningham is staying out. Brandon Wallace in the 99 will also bring it down. So it looks like it is just Daniel Cunningham as Corinne Smith makes the left turn in.
Yeah, there's a lot of drivers that are hoping that a caution could fly right now, and now, of course, there's at least 4 drivers praying that it doesn't come out, as Daniel Cunningham is going to be the only driver that has not come down pit road yet, and he's not indicating that he will do so. Just kidding, here he comes, as he's going to go 3, 2, 1 and hit that commit cone. That's going to cycle Levi McCarty to the race lead, as he came in on lap number 53, and David Calvert down on 54. So it's going to be McCarty, Angel, and Calvert, your top 3.
McCarty is likely to get swallowed here before too long, because 7-lap fresher tires, then Angel, or excuse me, 7-lap older tires, then Angel, 10-lap older tires, then McWhorter in the 72, and that is really going to cook him here in the later stages of this run, because those tires on that 21 car are going to be screaming for help, while McWhorter still has some comparatively very fresh rubber behind the wheel of the 72.
No, I don't want to get into any kind of a debate, though, but Levi McCarty here out of Muncie, Pennsylvania, you know, he's got an opportunity to just log some laps. He doesn't have anybody around him that's causing him to have to change his racing line, and he can afford to cool those tires down for a little while. So he may be able to extend the life of that rubber for just a little bit, but you know, like any other kind of rubber, you don't want to reuse those things too long, otherwise bad things are going to happen.
That is true. With how hot this track is, you've really got to manage those tires, and that's why I think the drivers who are on this heavy undercut strategy might not be able to play it out too well, because those tires are going to degrade rapidly. I mean, Christian Angel is already over half a second a lap quicker than Levi McCarty, and his tires really aren't that much better, so I mean, we'll see how it shakes out, but right now I imagine Christian Angel, Eldon Stewart, some of those guys are going to be in the catbird seat heading down to the end of this thing.
Well, you know, and I've said it 1,000 times, especially in a place like Old Atlanta, as we know it right now. You know, this is the kind of place where to be in second or third position is almost better than leading, because they do have that ability to kind of watch you from afar and pounce on you when you have that one mistake that's going to cost you a race. As now the gap between Levi McCarty and Christian Angel is down to just 2.74 seconds.
And it's only going to continue to shrink as Christian Angel continues to run some hot laps. McWhorter is struggling. He seems to be having some internet issues back in that 72 car. And that thing is not driving as well as it was in the opening stage. He's gotten blown by Eldon Stewart. Bontrager's around him, and that 72 is rapidly blinking out of the session here, so McWhorter going backwards quick to start this next run.
Yeah, and I'm sure that as far as connections go, that has to be incredibly frustrating when you're a driver, especially here in the last race of the season, to have that connection issue. I called a race a couple of years ago, about 3 years ago. We were at Phoenix, it was championship night, and the points leader was leading the race coming in, and he got disconnected with 5 to go.
That, I mean, I think I would have broken a monitor if that happened to me, quite honestly.
Yeah, he was pretty much spitting nails, and I mean, was screaming for a rematch. And I mean, the league was like, no, that's not going to happen. And I mean, I felt so bad for him. The only good news was the next season he came back and dominated, showed everyone his.
Hey, a win's a win, even if it comes after a little bit of hardship there in the end. Angel is already 1.2 back. Wow, that car is catching up quick. It's about 0.6 of a second every lap for Angel over McCarty, and that is the difference of just 7 laps on tires in these cars right now. Christian Angel is going to be your leader before too long here. And Jake Ellingson and Eldon Stewart are just continuing to close. Eldon Stewart and David Calvert are doing battle for P4. Battle is the wrong word. Route would be the right word, because Eldon Stewart is flying right now.
Yeah, we're even getting a chance here to see the kind of times that Christian Angel might be able to work his way past Levi McCarty. As Colton says here in the 96 is right behind McCarty. And, overall, I think, obviously, Angel's going to be able to blow his doors off, but he's still going to be able to navigate around this lap car as the 79 is now in the camera shot, nice and easy, behind McCarty.
Yeah, he'll be there before too long, and I don't think it'll be too hard to make a pass. While we've seen the high line work best for these overtakes, the 79 can probably run basically whatever lane he wants here and gets the spot. As McCarty is in the wall there out of turn 4, that is only going to get Angel closer and closer. He does have that lap car of Sisk to contend with, but he shouldn't cause much problems. The 21 of McCarty is in the wall, and the 79 of Angel has the run through the middle. New leader, Christian Angel in the 79.
The 79 wants nothing but to get away from the 21 after watching him bounce off that outside safer barrier almost 4 or 5 times in a row. He's going to bring along the 085 of James Goshen. Goshen, who's working a lap down for the time being, he's actually the lucky dog technically, riding around right, I shouldn't say technically, he would be, should the caution fly, but Christian Angel now setting sail and taking back over the race lead as Levi McCarty is fading like a bad memory here into second position, falling into the clutches of Jake Ellingson.
Now that lap car of Goshen coming through. He's on even fresher tires than Angel. Pit at basically the last chance he could. I thought he pit about halfway through that run, but he actually made a very quick pit stop, kind of under caution there, and I got confused. So he was basically the last car in that 085, running the ultimate long game in that car. Angel is clear for the lead, but he might not be clear for the lead for long because Ellingson and Stewart are coming rapidly. Meanwhile, McWhorter is falling rapidly. That car is back to 9th.
Now here on lap 77, we're 24 laps to go, so the drivers are going to have to come in one final time. They can't make it on the fuel that they have, but they could make it from this point forward, pretty safely overall. The question is going to be, do you want to come in early or do you hope for that late race caution and try to capitalize on that? Something that we haven't talked about all night long, of course, are our friends over at Jam Printing and Promotions out of Plainfield, Indiana. We are local and we are veteran certified, and when we do well, we can do more good in the community. Since forming in 2013, Jam has contributed printing and promotional sponsorships to more than 60 local nonprofits with a primary focus on organizations that assist veterans, women, and children. They have been with Goat Locker Racing since the very beginning, and they provide GLR with all promotional items, including shirts, hats, decals, dog tags, you name it. Jam is GLR's go-to promotional company, and they, of course, sponsor the Pole Award across all these series, and tonight that Pole Award went to Christian Angel, who now is our race leader, just ahead of Jake Ellingson by about 7/10 of a second. Ellingson up 8 after qualifying in 10th.
And Ellingson is coming up to that 79 car rapidly here. The gap between these two on tires is only 3 laps, but with how hard Angel pushed to get himself that lead, is already swinging back the way of that 27 car.
Yeah, we work our way here with 21 laps to go. And, I mean, first of all, this race has ripped on by. It's only been 45 minutes since the green flag. And, these drivers wasted absolutely zero time as we got to see pit stops coming in. There it is, David Calvert and Dave Calvert both coming in. And just behind David Calvert, there was just a front nose clip. And David Calvert's missing his front nose clip. Sir, you're missing something.
We've seen a couple cars in pit road now. Jamie Libke came down for a 2-tire stop. Levi McCarty came down for 4. And then obviously David Calvert, like you said, Brock Price, both coming in for tires as well. So some pit strategy underway here. Maybe these drivers can't make it as long as we thought on fuel. And it might be one more stop for everybody. Jacob Ellingson is side by side now with Christian Angel for the lead of this race. Is he going to get there? Maybe. No, not yet. We will stay door to door off of turn 2.
Yeah, watching the 27 and the 79 battle it out for the lead this late in the race. All of a sudden, the 79 with having to play a bit of a defensive position here over the 27, who has a run underneath. And I guess I should have been more clear, but they could make it if they come down pit road. They would be able to make it to the end. As of right now, the drivers that came in between laps 57 and 63. Whoa, contact between the 1 and the 27. Now it goes the 79, the 1, the 27, and coming into the picture now is the 56 of Benjamin Richards, but he's lapped. My goodness. Now the 1 nearly making contact with the 79 as they calm things back down with 18 laps to go.
Eldon Stewart, another one of those cars on faster tires. Meanwhile, the 27 might have gotten his a little overheated there in that battle for the lead at the moment. He'll take the move down on Eldon Stewart for P2. Is he going to get there? We will see. Doesn't look like it. The 1 continues to hold the top. Coming around to 16 to go with the line this time. We're running out of time to make moves.
Yeah, right now the 79 has the high ground, and that's where you want to be, at least for the time being. Toward the end of this piece, all bets are going to come off because you want that on your resume that you won the season finale here in the Summer Series. Brought to you by Glove Station. We want to thank our friends at Glove Station. Here at Glove Station, we are committed to providing quality gloves and protective gear for a wide range of jobs, from tinkering on home DIYs to working in industrial environments and everything in between. We've got you covered. With the endless amounts of safety products on the market, we want to make it effortless for you to find the right protection for your needs. And of course, they are our title sponsor here in the Monday night ARCA series, brought to you by Glove Station on Goat Locker Racing. We want to thank them for being an incredible partner for last spring. Of course, without them, we wouldn't be here tonight. And Jake is on from behind the 1. Looks like he wants to make another run at P2 as they go side by side down the back chute with 15 laps left.
Tight battle because Bontrager is closing up into this as well in that 49 car. Don't count him out yet. He pit later than all of these drivers, and he might have what he needs to get himself back up for the lead. He pit 1 lap better than Ellingson, 2 laps better than Stewart. And then behind them is Daniel Cunningham in 5th. He pit 2 laps better than Bontrager even. So we're kind of staggered here of cars who have all pit slightly better than everybody else around them. But they're all struggling to make passes right now as time continues to trickle away and Christian Angel continues to hold the lead.
Christian Angel continues to hold the lead, but he's starting to get into that lap traffic from these guys who came down pit road, for this final money stop here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. I want to thank everybody for tuning in as Christian Angel still holds off Eldon Stewart. Jacob Lenke now comes down pit road. Just 13 cars left on the lead lap here at the Glove Station ARCA series. Live on YouTube.com. Thanks for tuning in to V-Speed. Jake Ellingson running in 3rd position is basically like a lion in the Serengeti. He's waiting to pounce on these 2 gazelles for them to make a mistake.
And Eldon Stewart finally gets the move done. We'll see. He's got that inside line, and he seems to be making it work pretty okay here. It's a little better to get that inside down the front straightaway. Oh, Ellingson into the fence hard and around. Problems for Jake Ellingson. No caution will fly, but he's slow on the top, and he might be done. His chances of winning are certainly done.
Yeah, he just gave that up out of nowhere, and that leaves things back to Christian Angel and Eldon Stewart. Craig Bontrager in the 49 still lurking around, but my goodness, the 27 has got to be madder than a hornet, as now the 21, a lap car, gets his lap back from the 79 as we work with now 11 laps to go. Time running out and fuel running out. With the 79 and the 1, someone's going to have to.
Time is running out here as Bontrager tries to get around Eldon Stewart for P2 all the way down on that bottom line. See if he can get it done, and it looks like he will through that corner with help from the 33 of Tyler Justice. While Bontrager pursues Angel, we want to shout out another one of our Goat Locker Racing partners, that being InVets. InVets, founded by veterans for veterans, and they aid in transitioning to civilian life, focusing on job placement and finding the right community for veterans and their families to ensure their happiness and success. InVets is a veteran nonprofit here in Indiana with the goal of bringing veterans to that state to live and work, and they're the title sponsor of the Sunday Truck Series. We thank them for all they do with Goat Locker Racing. You saw Eldon Stewart in the wall back there. Bontrager is closing. He might be able to get the lead away from Angel.
Christian Angel leads the race now with 9 laps to go. We've hit the single digits, but look at Bontrager diving under the 79. Now, we haven't seen anybody really successful making that pass underneath, as now with a great exit out of 2 is Angel. The 49's going to have to find another way to get around the 79 because it's just not the suggested line, if you will. And both of those drivers have got to be darn near on fuels, those fuel cells getting ready to suck dust.
Oh yeah, it's not going to be long here before these drivers start to struggle. I imagine if they've kept it out this long, they think they're good to the end. And Bontrager thinks he's good to win. He is still trying to clear the 79 car of Angel, who hits the fence and takes Bontrager with him.
That was, and we stay green because they pirouette down onto the apron. And now with 8 laps to go, Eldon Stewart has an 0.8 of a second lead over Joseph McWhorter. My God, the 79 has got to be ready to go wring the neck of Craig Bontrager.
Oh my God. I don't even know how Bontrager's fault. It looks like the 79 just hit the wall and went ping-ponging off of it. Oh my goodness. Eldon Stewart might have just gotten a golden ticket in that one car, because with going to be 6 to go at the line this time, he's holds an 0.8 of a second lead over Joseph McWhorter. Whoa.
And we can see the 79 and the 49 still limping around back to pit road as they finally make it to that pit road entrance, that commitment cone. And that, I guess, is going to force their hand, but now the question still remains, does Eldon Stewart have enough fuel to make it to the end of this race?
I think he's got to. I think if all of these cars up here likely are still out here because they think they have the gas to be able to go to the end, including Stewart, including McWhorter, including Cunningham. I think if they were going to pit, they would have done it by now. They wouldn't be leaving it up to chance this much at the end of the race.
Well, they almost had their caution, but, you know, as I mentioned, they managed to get down on the apron without turning sideways, so that doesn't let iRacing throw the automatic caution. Eldon Stewart driving in the number 1 Toyota Camry, that liquid death machine, just took over the lead, and now he's starting to extend his lead over Joseph McWhorter. And I don't think McWhorter's got enough time to work his way up to the rear of Eldon Stewart.
He's certainly gaining. Let's see what the gain was last time. About 0.2 of a second picked up for Joseph McWhorter there. So he very clearly can get the move going. I would like to note Jake Ellingson in the chat before his accident said he was 1.5 laps short. So maybe we'll see if we can make that, if some of these other cars are kind of in the same boat as Jake Ellingson was, or if they will be good to the end. Eldon Stewart is not good to the end. He's out of gas. He is down on the apron. He's pulling it into the pits. Joseph McWhorter is your new leader. Maybe Daniel Cunningham is side by side with him. New leader, Daniel Cunningham. McWhorter only got it for a second.
Yeah, McWhorter may be in the same boat as Stewart, as they came in on similar laps, as now he comes roaring back after the 91. Now the 91 has 3 more laps of fuel in that machine than does Joseph McWhorter. And McWhorter maybe trying to milk this thing and see if he can. I saw somebody once cycle their clutch and ignition through turns at Charlotte to come to a win after the 600. The popsicle sticks are in the air. We're 2 laps to go.
Both of these drivers are saving right now. Neither of them are running full throttle around this racetrack. This is going to come down to fuel mileage. Cunningham holds it right now, but McWhorter tries to get back to him. Who is going to win tonight at Atlanta?
As we work here with 2 laps to go, they come out of turn number 4, back into the quad oval. Daniel Cunningham leads Joseph McWhorter by less than a second. Side by side they come through. The popsicle sticks go down. The white flag is in the air. We're racing back to checkers, and they are going John 4 style into turns 1 and 2 as they roll it down here. Joseph McWhorter here on the final lap works his way around Daniel Cunningham, ready to burn every drop of fuel in the number 72.
Bit of a slide job up in front of him here. Cunningham's got one more shot to get the move done, and it doesn't look like he's going to get it. He drops way back into turns 3. Coming out of 4, he has the fuel. Joseph McWhorter brings it home at Atlanta.
Joseph McWhorter seals the deal as the checkered flag flies. He started in second position and led 45 laps tonight with a fast of 30.783 to bring it home here on what I can only assume to be next to no fuel. Daniel Cunningham comes across the line second. He's got to be angrier than a hornet, with Barrett Morton rounding out your top 3. Sean Kaiser and Alan Smith make up your top 5.
While we're at it here, let's thank one of our partners with Goat Locker Racing that made this race possible. That is Lincoln Tech. Lincoln's mission is to provide superior education and training to their students for in-demand careers in a supportive and accessible learning environment, transforming students' lives and adding value to their communities. They're one of the largest automotive technology schools in the nation with 23 campuses, and they're the title sponsor of both the Spring Series, and they are a very large partner of Goat Locker Racing. We thank Lincoln Tech for all they do, and now McWhorter is going to get to burn it down.
I'll tell you what, while McWhorter burns it down, he has got to be in there just whooping it all up because, I mean, there was so much that had to go right here as we wait to interview these 3 drivers. Of course, we also want to thank our friends here at Goat Locker Racing. You can head on over to goatlockerracing.org/donate, and as a contributor to Goat Locker Racing, we make sure that your donation goes directly to supporting our cause of helping military veterans and first responders, and we thank you in advance for your generosity. I mean, man, listen, Sky, this was incredible tonight.
This was a great race tonight. McWhorter is going to be the winner, and we'll get to talk to him in just a second after this commercial break.
Superior quality, ultimate protection, and the highest level of craftsmanship. We make our gloves for the hard worker that wakes up every morning and gives 110%. You deserve the highest quality protective gear that's going to work for you, day in, day out. We know it can be tough deciding what companies to trust for your hard-earned money. It's all in our name. We've mastered our craft to help you master yours. We make our gloves rugged, durable, and designed for you. Whatever the job is, we have you covered. We are your glove station.
We are back here at Atlanta, and we're going to give you one more look at our results from tonight's race after. It's a wild race with fuel mileage and crashes up front and everything in between. Joseph McWhorter, your series champion in the Glove Station ARCA Series, brings it home for his 5th win of the season over Daniel Cunningham in second, who went from 27th to P2. Barrett Morton goes from 3rd tonight, Sean Kaiser P4. Alan Smith 5th, Brandon Wallace 6th, Levi McCarty, James Goshen, Kyle Deering, and Corinne Smith, the rest of your top 10.
After running dry, Eldon Stewart comes home in 11th with Casey Jones in 12th. Jamie Libke comes home 13th with Brock Price and Dave Calvert in 14th and 15th. 16 goes to Tyler Justice, while Kevin Price, Josh Unger, Ricky Sisk Jr., Jacob Lenke are all your top 20.
Back from there, it's the 56 car. I was about to say the 51 car of Benjamin Richards, followed by Zachary Minnis, Colton Sisk, Mark Whitley, Christian Angel, Craig Bontrager after that late wreck that took him out of the top 2. Jake Ellingson, David Calvert, Doug Ellingson, Chuck Feltz, and Logan Threlkeld rounds out your field tonight. Dave Regal, your race winner, is standing by with your championship winner, Joseph McWhorter.
Hey, Joseph, it's Dave up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Buddy, listen, you pick up the series win, you pick up the win tonight here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. That's got to feel pretty darn good after the summer series.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. It feels good to get a championship. 2 championships in this league. A lot of amazing drivers here. A lot of fun. This race was just something else tonight with the way the cautions fell and having to save fuel, turn the car off, trying to make lap time to try and get to the leaders. And I mean, I sitting there and I'm in VR reaching over to my desk trying to click over to see how many more laps we got left and click back and and try and run traffic. It was just that was a very hard earned race right there.
I mean, a hard-earned race and a hard-earned championship. I mean, you've been killing it all season long. I mean, one of the most dominant performances I've seen in a long time, especially in such a short season, 8 weeks long. Now, as we head into the fall series, obviously we go back to the Pro and Am divisions. What are you looking forward to as we get ready to turn the page in the chapter on the season?
I think just continuing with the momentum that we've built. I've really got a good handle on this race car. It's been a lot of fun. It kind of reminds, like I've said it several times, it reminds me a lot of the old Gen 6 car, and that was my bread and butter. And I'm looking forward to going into the pro and am stuff because I know that we've got a lot of drivers that didn't run the summer series that are really fast, and I'm excited to see how we stack up against some of those guys, like Cofield and a couple others that I can think of off the top of my head. But I think all we got to do is just continue hitting our marks like we have been and keep executing, and I think that we have a really good shot on taking the fall series as well.
Well, set your sights high and see where you land, that's for sure. Before we cut you loose, who do you need to thank and who helped you get it done on the 72 tonight and all season long?
Yeah, I just want to first say, big shout out to all the admins for all the hard work this season. Those guys put all the effort in making sure that we have really good, clean racing to make sure that everything runs smoothly. So big shout out to them. Appreciate you guys letting us be here and getting to put on a show for the veterans and for all the folks at home. So big shout out to you guys, all the drivers for everything. Really good racing, a lot of fun. Um, really, really a great season. Want to thank my partners, Outlier Speed Co. Amazing partner, amazing setups. We've been dominating at Indy this week, so go check them out at outlierspeedco.com. And we have 15% off right now. Use the code OSCNEW15 at checkout, and you get 15% off. Um, Red Camel Racing, amazing partner of mine. Go check them out at redcamelracing.com. Fire suits, shoes, helmets, anything you can think of that you need for a race weekend, they've got it, redcamelracing.com. 29 Graphics, go check them out at 29 Graphics on Trading Paints. You guys for always putting on an amazing broadcast. Love V Speed. Looking forward to having you guys on Saturday nights as well for the SNR series. And yeah, all of our league partners, um, Lincoln Tech, Save 22, Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs. Thank you to everybody that's a big part of this whole series that helps put this on. Oh, and shout out to the other guys that we were battling so hard with for the championship. Barrett, amazing season for you. It was a lot of fun keeping me on my toes all season. So great job to you, buddy.
All right, my man. Once again, congratulations. And of course, we will see you next season.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. See you guys in a couple weeks.
That the voice of our summer winner, our summer championship, and of course, our race winner. And Sky, I believe you have with you now our P2 finisher, Daniel Cunningham.
Hey, Daniel, P2 tonight. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. How y'all doing up in the booth tonight?
Pretty good, pretty good. You started out back in P27, but you brought it home P2. How'd you manage that one?
Just being conservative, trying to manage my stuff. It was literally a last second decision for me to race. I was actually just telling a couple of my teammates it was literally, I'm bored of playing NCAA and there's 5 minutes until practice starts or until practice is over. So loaded in and joined, didn't turn any practice laps or qualifying laps. So yeah, I just kind of went in with the mindset of take it easy on the tires. Probably have some guys that burn their stuff up, which is easy to do here. And yeah, I mean, I think even before that first caution, I'd worked my way up to like top 10, like 10th, ninth, somewhere in that area before a couple guys pitted. So worked out pretty well.
How close were you on fuel tonight? Because we saw a couple drivers run out right towards the end.
I had like 3 laps to the good. I was able to go longer than I think anybody else after that caution because I knew it was going to be close from where that caution fell. So I kind of like under caution, I was shutting the car off, clutching, trying to save there. That first tire run after the caution, I really just had the mindset of let me back everything up a little bit more than what I was doing the first run just to try to save a little bit of extra fuel, push it a little bit farther on that fuel run. Then I figured, if it goes green, then I don't have to save where maybe everybody else does. So, uh, yeah, one time I actually got the strategy call right. So happy for that.
All right, who do you have to thank tonight?
Yeah, appreciate y'all doing the broadcast as always. Everybody, V Speed, Goat Locker, InVets, Glove Station, Save 22, Indiana Department of Veterans Affairs. Appreciate all the work that they do, all the support that they give us. Uh, Thanks to my teammates over at Bandits Motorsports, Devil's Due Distillery. I think this is actually my first podium in Goat Locker with them on the car. They're a local distillery to me, and they have a cryptid themed line of bourbon. So I got the Mothman bourbon on there this evening. Shout out to Jonah Colbert for painting this thing. This thing looks awesome. At least to me, it does. Ghost Energy, 3G. I don't know. I'm probably forgetting somebody, but yeah, appreciate all the admins, all the work they do. It's been a fun summer series. I mean, I haven't been racing a whole lot in ARCA, but getting to watch the broadcast, got to call one of them with y'all, which was fun. So looking forward to what they get going here in the fall.
All right, congrats on P2 tonight, Daniel Cunningham. We're now going to throw it back over to Dave, who's standing by with our third place finisher, Barrett Morton.
Barrett Morton, Dave Regal up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, you can be loud in Louisville tonight because you come home P3 after qualifying in 7th. You don't quite get the win, but man, you were battling all night long.
Yeah, it was actually a lot of fun. This car track combo was a little bit more, I guess, drivable than I thought it would be. So a couple of different lines and stuff, and it just made really good racing. And trying to put your nose where the car in front of you, wasn't. So helped rotate a little bit, save tires. It was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, all season long you've been out here, trying to give it hell for everybody. But, as we get ready to look toward the fall series and, of course, getting back into full-time racing, are you going to be running with the ARCA series? And if so, what are you looking forward to most as we get ready to head into the fall?
I plan on running the ARCA series. I really like this new car, actually, so it's made the racing a lot of fun and learned a lot. So I plan on running the full season, and I don't know if I'm going to do the premiere season or not. I don't think so. But I've got a baby number 2 on the way. It's due in October, so I don't know how that's going to slow me down or not. We'll see. And I'll just show up each week and hope I can race.
All right, my man. Well, listen, good luck with baby number 2. Believe me, it's it's an experience, that's for sure. I can tell you that from my own life. But congratulations once again on the P3 finish. Before we cut you loose, who do you need to thank and who helped you get it done tonight on the number 9?
Everybody over at Bandits Motorsports, Daniel, Sean, he had a good race tonight. Both of them did. Coalfield Service and Supply, iRacing, Above Yellow Line, Sim Motion, RD Designs, you guys over at V Speed. Congrats to Joseph on kicking everyone's tail this year. Hopefully he's got a little bit more competition next year, so or actually have some bad luck for once and has to fight a little harder. But yeah, congrats to him on kicking everyone's butt.
All right, my man. Well, listen, once again, congratulations on the P3 finish. We will see you in the fall, and we thank you for your time.
All right, thanks, Dave.
Well, Sky, another one in the books, and of course, another summer series taken care of tonight right here at Old Atlanta.
Yeah, that will be the end of our Glove Station ARCA Summer Series, but it was a great race tonight. Joseph McWhorter, your champion in dominating fashion after bringing home 5 wins this season. Dave, you got any last words, any final thoughts here?
The biggest thing that I can say is that this has been an incredible season, all 8 weeks of it, and I'm looking forward to getting back in the booth in a couple of weeks and getting ready for the fall season. I mean, this is where I hung my hat the first time in the Goat Locker Racing family, and I can't wait to get restarted.
What a race here at Old Atlanta to cap off just a great summer series in general. For myself and Dave and Michael up here in the booth, for everyone at Goat Locker and at V-Speed, it's been a great series.